The adventurers moved cautiously through the cavern, their torches casting flickering light on the cold stone walls. They'd been warned of something lurking in the depths, something that devoured everything it touched. A sudden sound broke the silence, a faint, incoherent whisper that grew louder, joined by more voices. Then they saw it. A writhing, quivering mass of eyes and mouths slithered into view, its gibbering chorus filling their minds with confusion and dread. One by one, their screams joined the cacophony as the gibbering mouther consumed them whole. The gibbering mouther is an aberration straight out of your worst nightmares, a writhing, amorphous blob covered in gnashing mouths and staring eyes, a creation of foul sorcery or the influence of the far realm. This creature is not a natural predator, but a mindless consumer, driven by an insatiable hunger for anything and everything. Standing up to 6 feet tall and weighing nearly 200 pounds, the mouther is both grotesque and horrifyingly efficient. As it devours its victims, their mouths and eyes join its body, becoming part of the creature's hideous mass. Its gibbering voices? Those are the cries of the souls it has consumed, eternally trapped within its flesh. The gibbering mouther isn't just terrifying to look at, it's an absolute nightmare to fight. Its gibbering chorus isn't just noise, it's a weapon. Any creature within 20 feet of the mouther must make a saving throw or fall victim to its confusion, staggering aimlessly, attacking allies, or doing nothing as the mouther slithers closer. But that's not all. Its blinding spittle can strike targets within 15 feet, creating a flash of light that blinds anyone nearby. Blinded and confused, its prey is left vulnerable to the mouther's most horrifying feature, its mouths. The mouther can attack with multiple mouths at once, each bite chipping away at flesh and armor. If enough mouths latch on, they can drag a victim to the ground, making escape nearly impossible. And as if that weren't enough, the creature corrupts the ground around it, turning it into sticky, syrupy mud. Moving through this terrain is nearly impossible for anyone but the mouther, which drags itself forward by biting the ground and pulling its mass along. The gibbering mouther has a dark and twisted history. Its origins vary depending on the tale. Some say they are the creations of evil wizards, biological traps meant to guard treasures and lairs. Others believe they are born when sentient creatures die in areas touched by the far realm, their forms twisted into these horrific abominations. Whatever their origins, one thing is clear: the gibbering mouther is a creature of chaos. In some editions, their bodies are said to grow with every victim they consume, eventually splitting into 2 smaller mouthers, in a grotesque form of asexual reproduction. In other tales, 2 mouthers can merge into a single, larger monstrosity, a nightmare scenario for any adventurer unlucky enough to face them. The gibbering mouther is an excellent tool for dungeon masters, looking to add an element of horror to their campaigns. Its abilities make it a unique challenge, forcing players to think carefully about their positioning and tactics. Imagine the players entering a cavern filled with eerie silence, only to hear the distant whispers of the mouther's gibbering chorus. The lair is unnaturally clean, barren of life, except for the mound of earth in the center. That begins to stir as the mouther senses their presence. Or perhaps the party encounters a wizard's laboratory, where a gibbering mouther has been left behind as a guardian, its endless hunger barely contained. The players must navigate the room without stepping into the mouther's corrupted terrain, all while avoiding its disorienting attacks. The gibbering mouther is more than just a monster. It's a living embodiment of madness and horror. Its ability to confuse, blind, and devour its prey makes it a terrifying encounter. But its origins and lore add an extra layer of depth for those brave enough to explore them. So, adventurers, pack your earplugs and keep your wits about you, for when the gibbering begins, it may already be too late.